2, 1. 5.
Good evening. Yeah, there we go. Good evening. It's Friday night. You know what that means. Time for the number one sports podcast in the world. Time for Sports4U. Live on YouTube. I'm John. Mark is walking into the building right now. Nick Freeze is on assignment tonight, but joining us, I'm a friend of the program. You've seen us on his show. You've seen him here multiple times. Our boy KC, host of the KC Sports Shows in the building. KC, thanks for joining us tonight, brother.
I am very, very, very welcomed. I feel very, very welcome. Thank you for telling me to come on the show. I got a lot of shit to get off my chest, sports-wise, John, it's always no problem talking about the show, man.
Yeah. Good, obviously. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Sports4U on YouTube, like us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and now we're on TikTok at Sports4U Podcast. Of course, you can follow me at John Watson0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow Mark at Hi, I'm Mark 1 on X. Follow Nick on X, Instagram, and TikTok at 99Gorilla. So, lots to talk about here, particularly in the NBA world. Final weekend of the NBA season. And we get ready gearing up for the playoffs. We are 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, so we're going to talk about that. We got Mel Kiper's latest mock draft. That's out. We got to talk about all the situations surrounding Shedeur Sanders and everything. So that's a lot to discuss here in the world of sports. So, and we got my man KC here to talk about it all with us tonight. So let's go ahead and get started with tonight's show on this Friday night. Let's see where we want to go. Obviously, we're getting ready for we're getting ready for the playoffs. Getting ready for the show as Mark is working in the building. But obviously, named this show Luka's Revenge. As Mark is entering the building.
Mark was good.
What up with it? How you feeling?
Good, man. Can't complain. Staying dangerous on this Friday night.
Okay, man. Oh, Nick Freeze. Okay, good news. Rick Freeze gonna join us.
Oh, then let me X my black ass out of here.
No, you good, man.
No, you good.
Nah, Nick's gonna join for a couple minutes. We're gonna join for a couple minutes. You already know when you and Nick are around, it's always some chaotic stuff. Yeah, I know. Every time you and Nick are around, you always something's gonna pop off. But yeah, let's talk about obviously what the theme of today's show is. I called it Luka's Revenge, and obviously it's fitting for what happened on Wednesday night. So let's just get to it. Obviously, Luka returned to Dallas. I haven't been drinking for a while. Returned to Dallas on
since Vegas. My bad.
Returned to Dallas on Wednesday, and this is how it started. And speaking of the man, there he is, the one and only Nick Freeze is here on assignment, joining us real brief. Nick, what up?
What up? I'm just stopping by to say what up to everybody.
Nick,
what up, Nick?
And to show off everybody real fast.
Hello. Bye. Look, Nico.
Sonny!
You gonna say hi?
Say hi.
Sonny, what up with it?
Nico, say what's up.
Say hi.
Nico!
What up?
Say hi.
Fresh cut.
I think they're saying
He getting big, man.
Right there. What's up?
Look at him.
Hey, that might be a future USC or
man right there.
That's only Nico we acknowledge.
The only Nico we acknowledge. Wow.
Might need to be the future quarterback of Tennessee. Wait, he might be the next Tennessee. Nick just left, but he'll be back in a second. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the show started. Luka's return, and let's just start off with how the thing went. The tribute to Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. All right, Nick is logging back in, but let's go. But we're gonna play the tribute to Luka right now. Here we go.
Defenders in hands and arms. Trying to win it back. Win is a win. Hey, my baby. How'd you like your coffee? Is it a little Kareem? Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good!
How you feeling, Luka?
Amazing. Leading the break, palm hipping out.
Doing that. Stop it.
And that was the tribute video to Luka, and obviously we saw how pretty much emotional he was. How emotional he was. I'll start with you, Mark. What was your reaction to seeing Luka pretty much choked up watching that video?
I think it was dope what Dallas did for him. It was dope to see the fans react to him. We know Luka left it all, everything he had on the court, every night for Dallas. So it's good to see him get his props he deserved, man. But seeing him cry, I knew that he was about to start going crazy.
KC, what did you make of the Luka tribute?
Yeah, he acting like a bitch. No, I'm joking. Nah, I thought it was sweet. Obviously, the team didn't want to get rid of Luka. It was a power move, well beyond their comprehension of what was going on. I know what's going on. I got a whole conspiracy theory on why the Luka trade happened, but no, it was sweet. They acknowledged that he was a pivotal part of their franchise. Took them to the finals, and well done.
All right. Let's see. Nick, his name is Nick and freeze up. No pun intended. See what Nick's thoughts are. Nick, what you make of the tribute to Luka? That target Wi-Fi was tripping. All right. Let me read this comment from Sam. We'll get Nick back here in a second. That target Wi-Fi. It's a target Wi-Fi. All right. That ain't now Nick's back.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Nick. What'd you make of the Luka tribute?
I think it was dope. He deserved it. He didn't ask for to be in the situation that he was in. So and the dope thing about it is the fans and the players and everybody. I mean, pretty much the whole league know. So it was dope that they did what they did for him. You can tell that it really affected him a lot, and you can tell that he really enjoyed his time up over there. It sucks, but that's the business of basketball. But I need people to look at this situation very clearly, though. And the next time you complain about these players talking about they being selfish, look at this situation right here. This is why players are selfish. They give everything, and look what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter how many millions of dollars they're getting paid. They still are humans at the end of the day.
Sam says, "Hey, John, Mark, Casey, and Freeze. I saw the Mavs GM talking to a security guard cop at the game on Wednesday. He did need to be escorted. And here's my thoughts on it. I'm not shocked that Luka got choked up. This dude, this is all he's known. He's been there since he was a kid. I mean, yeah, he played over in Spain as a kid and became his finale. Since he's been in the United States of America, all he's known is the Dallas Mavericks. And then to find out in the middle of the night that you're getting traded and is hearing all the slander that went into it from people such as from Nico to the owner, it's sad. It was real sad, and you can tell this was real genuine emotion that he was feeling with this trade, and he let it show. He let it show, and I gotta give props to the Lakers team because they basically had his back the whole time, and they embraced him, and they knew what he was going through, and they was like, "Look, we got you," and that led to a Lakers victory, a good game. But then the fourth quarter, it was LeBron and Luka. But speaking of the game, let's talk about the game as a whole. Obviously, the other part of the trade was Anthony Davis, and I thought that maybe Anthony was going to try to prove people wrong. So just bananas knowing that he's being guarded by Jackson Hayes. But JJ clearly came to the game plan and was like, and I want to show you pretty much the difference between Luka and Anthony Davis. Because they basically, it was like night. Their games were pretty much night and day. This was their points in the first half. Luka had 31 in the first half. Anthony Davis had 4.
Man, I don't know if you saw the Pat Bev clip. That's the perfect analogy. Pat Bev said the Lakers traded a sack of potatoes for a Ferrari to get a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what the hell they got. A sack of potatoes, and the Lakers in terms got a Ferrari back.
Make it make sense, KC. Make it make sense. Look, as a Lakers fan, I'm still trying to process how this is even still happening. How is this still happening? And clearly, Luka had made up his mind that he was going to come out there and just ball out. And he ended the night proving that. Here are the highlights of his 45-point masterpiece against his former team.
Doncic gets inside. Reverse shot rattles the Raptors up 11. Doncic steps back, three-pointer. It's good. Rattles it home. 43 points for in the first half. Doncic inside, puts it up and in. 45 for Doncic. And Doncic now 16 of 28 from the field. Luka lunacy returns here to Dallas. Cheered every time by Mavericks fans, but there are a lot of Laker fans here, and they're always on the road. And Doncic knocks down a three-pointer. We've got a 1-point lead, 6.5 to go in the second. James whips a pass, Hachimura. Doncic, nobody near him, and connects on a three. 21.
That 8 seed especially. But I love this about the league is that once you get down, you play 82 games, and then everybody is locked in on the final 5.
That boy was going crazy. He was a man on a mission.
Exactly. And then there was Anthony Davis.
Doris Davis a little quiet overall.
Hey, it's Mike, and I was asking Jason Kidd prior to the game, because you need him to do so much, you know, what triggers him being aggressive? He's standing on the perimeter, 35 feet from the basket, as the entire possession is going on. Now, they get a bucket there, but that's not, they need more than that from Anthony.
Exactly. Listen closely.
What the hell?
Listen closely to the Hall of Famer Doris Burke break down Anthony Davis on this one possession right now.
Doris Davis a little quiet overall.
Hey, it's Mike, and I was asking Jason Kidd prior to the game, because you need him to do so much, you know, what triggers him being aggressive? He's standing on the perimeter, 35 feet from the basket, as the entire possession is going on. Now, they get a bucket there, but that's not, they need more than that from Anthony.
I was listening, obviously, Local 710. I was listening to Travis and DeMarco yesterday, and a lot of people just said they was not, and I hate to say this as a Laker fan, as someone who's seen the highs of Anthony Davis and the lows of lows, none of us was shocked by that performance. And the final stat sheet went a lot. Pretty much showed you that highlight was pretty much increpid of what Anthony Davis is what was to Dallas and what we saw from Luka for the Lakers. This was their final box score numbers. We know Luka had 45, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 16 for 28 from the field, 7 for 10 from 3, 6 and 9 from the line, and shot 57% from the field. As for Anthony Davis, in 33 minutes, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 13 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, only 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Casey, I'll start with you. You see this box score, your first thought is what?
I mean, this shit is rigged. That's my first thought. This is rigged, man. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you guys know what you were getting from the jump, but the mere fact that it even got executed is it's still mind blowing. We like what 2 or 3 months removed from the trade? That's crazy. Luka definitely was a man on the he was a man on the mission. Anthony Davis is, he's doing what he can do. He hasn't really been super healthy for the majority of the season. But yeah, once Luka gets locked in, it's a wrap. This is just a preview of what the playoffs are going to look like, and whoever they get, it's going to be a wrap. That's all I got.
I already know how Nick feels about this topic, so I'm saving him for
later. This is Anthony Davis in the total capsule, man. We can see Anthony Davis go out and have 40 and 15 rebounds, or we can see him come out and look like he wasn't involved, like he was more involved in a handshake with the Lakers before the game started than he was throughout the game. It just didn't seem like he was into the game. It didn't seem like he was like mentally checked into that game. I don't know why. I don't know for what reason. But it just didn't seem like that. Even defensively, we didn't see Anthony Davis what Anthony Davis brings. So
he's hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah,
like
that's it. It's a disappointing performance from Anthony Davis.
Yeah. He hurt, man. He didn't want to leave that team.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, clearly they both were hurt. We still saw hurt on Luka. But clearly, Anthony Davis, it was him and Clay both looking like they just didn't want to be there. I was listening to John Ireland yesterday. Said they did shoot around. Anthony Davis and Clay is on the court, but everybody is down. Everybody is all eyes is on Luka. Nick,
yo,
I'm gonna give you the floor because I know how you feel specifically about this topic and specifically about what you saw from Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give you the floor while the target while you're still with us right now.
Well, just let everybody know, Anthony Davis.
You saw both box scores, right?
Oh yeah, Anthony Davis almost had a triple double tonight. If he didn't have it tonight, too, let's put that out there. That's the first to start everything off with. Anthony Davis is sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and say that again. I'm gonna continue to say it. The reason why I say Anthony Davis is sorry is the selection of effort. I don't like that. You literally have probably the easiest matchup every single night, and it seems there's times that you play down to your competition. That's trash. So I'm not the I've said this before that Anthony Davis, if the Lakers were to keep him as the main guy, they're going to need to bring somebody else over there because Anthony Davis can't be the man by himself. And apparently, they felt the same way. They got offered this deal, and they said, "Let me go ahead and accept it before they change their mind." Anthony Davis, you need to be better, and that's all I have to say about that one.
I don't think he's going. I think Anthony Davis has hit his ceiling at this point, bro. Like
he's been hit his ceiling.
It's a wrap at this point.
He's sorry.
He is what he is.
He's sorry.
I lived it for 4.5 seasons, and I would have just thought, obviously, that just one night you would put the next players to sleep. The silence.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, you didn't.
Right here.
And that proved it last night.
Like over here to the left.
Luka, like KC said, Luka was a man on a mission. But Anthony Davis didn't feel that mission either. And it's kind of crazy because the Mavericks are still playing for their playoff lives right now. They're obviously they're going to be in the playing tournament. So they're trying to decide. They're trying to fight for if they're going to be the 9 seed or the 10 seed. And you would have thought that he would have played with a little more energy, but he didn't. Like I said, Anthony Davis can come to the Intuit Dome though. Well, I don't think he's leaving, but to visit. But no, it's not. It was. I didn't like what I saw of AD, but I'm happy for Luka. And in the post game with Lisa Salters, he said, now he can move on. This reminded me, and Mark knows this. I compare this to what happened with Freddie Freeman. Obviously, Freddie Freeman went, and obviously Freddie Freeman was a free agent, so he controlled pretty much where he wanted to go. He really wanted to stay with the Braves, but the Braves didn't offer him what they was looking for, so that's why he came home to the Dodgers.
That's not what happened.
And why?
That's not what happened.
What happened?
His agent didn't.
His agent did that.
We don't talk about. Now we know why. His agent wasn't fully 100%. What up, Nessa? About the dealings that the Braves front office was doing, because obviously I don't think the money mattered to Freddie. He was a Brave lifer. He's gonna go in the Hall of Fame. He's gonna go in the Hall of Fame as a Brave. I'm not delusional about that. I love what he's done for the Dodgers. And win us the World Series, getting a World Series MVP, but he's a Brave. He's an Orange County kid. He's a Brave. He'll always gonna be a Brave. But he'll be
that is true
Dodgers as well. But you want an MVP in a World Series with the Braves, and nobody can ignore that. Speaking of MVPs, I'm going to talk about Nikola Jokic. I'm going to get Casey's thoughts on the but Casey, you say you had a theory to watch everything with the Luka trade. So we want to close on that before we talk about the Joker. Oh, this is a theory show? Well, Casey said he had a theory. I'm going
to continue this.
Casey?
I'm going to continue this. It's going to be like a nonstop, continuous theory / conspiracy about this. Everything is a domino effect with the Luka trade going down and the firing of Mike Malone as well. All that shit is in line with each other about the Lakers going to the finals. There ain't no way in hell, and I said it from the jump, there's no way in hell that trade got approved versus any other trades in the history that got vetoed. And you're going to tell me that the Lakers, who are sitting third in the West right now, who beat the brakes off of the damn for number 1 seed in the West, you're not telling me they're not going to the finals. They're going to the finals, and everything is in place to make them go to the finals. Luka should have. There's no way in history Luka shouldn't be in a Laker jersey. That shit is non-existing right now. Like, what are we talking about? Mike Malone getting fired, Denver having this, all of a sudden having these issues. Now they want to put in what Russell Westbrook, saying he was the reason why Mike Malone got. That's bullshit. It was just a domino effect on everything else that's going on. Luka is set everything off. That's my conspiracy theory / theory overall. They're going to the finals. There's not a team right now when Luka and LeBron are on the court locked in, because they've been bullshitting the last half of this season. I've been paying attention to the game. They've been bullshit. People be like, oh, they losing games. When they're locked in, when Bron and Luka are locked in and on the same page, I don't see them not getting to the finals. Point blank, period.
Jay Guido, what up? We talking about Luka and the Lakers, Jay Guido. Shout out my man Jay Guido in the building. See it from the circle.
I'm not mad at that theory.
I hope your theory is right, but I have to see it to believe it that we gonna just walk over OKC. I can't see. I can see it's gonna be a competitive series, but we still got to get through. We still got to get through the first round, and if we get Golden State, that's going 7.
But I have a theory too. My theory is along lines with yours, KC, but it's not for this year. It's for the next couple years. And
it leads to our next topic.
And who else they gonna bring in?
So Nikola Jokic, obviously we talked about it Tuesday. The breaking news that Mike Malone fired him and Calvin Booth. Both are out in Denver. Yeah, I can't believe we got Luka Doncic either. JG, is it still crazy? So Nikola Jokic, obviously they played their first game on Wednesday. They beat the Kings in Sacramento, and Nikola Jokic addressed the media for the first time since the firing of Michael Malone. This is what he had to say post game after beating the Kings.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what Josh told me. So I mean, I knew a little bit before everybody, and he told me like we made a decision. So it was not discussion, it was decision, and you know he told me why, and so I listened and I accepted. You know, it's I'm not gonna tell what he told me. I'm gonna keep that private.
So he said he knew before the game. He knew before it happened, and they told him what happened. And let me also be clear: Michael Malone's the only coach Nikola Jokic has had his whole career. He was a coach that drafted him, and he was a coach that drafted him. He spent 10 seasons in Denver, led him to a championship, and 2 years later, he's out. Calvin, and we read over a lot of theories, KC, obviously that have been reported in NBA Twitter circles. Obviously, some players mad that him and Jamal Murray were getting preferential treatment, which all superstars get. So I don't understand that part. Calvin Booth and Malone not get along. They basically did not communicate on anything
at all.
And this leads to the one main theory that's been talked about, and that was Calvin Booth was trying to get Michael Malone to bench Russell Westbrook, but he didn't.
Yeah, I heard that
and
too.
And you go look at Russell Westbrook's first game. The first game post Michael Malone with David Adelman, the son of Rick Adelman, is the interim coach. I forgot his name, the kid that's getting more minutes to him, but he got 31 minutes and Russell Westbrook only got 17.
I mean, I heard that Russell Westbrook breakdown too, but it was with a different player. It was the management was upset that they were playing Russell over the younger player, and I'm like, if he's gelling with the team, why take the vet out and put the rookies in or the younger players in? If he's gelling with the team, you trying to make I mean, in all, I understand they're trying to make marquee players for their franchise, but you wouldn't have taken in Russell Westbrook just to sit him on the bench. We talking about a former MVP. This guy is still playing at a high clip, even though it's not his OKC days. He still can contribute. He can pass the ball. He's been doing hell of a job, distributing it to the Jokic and everybody else, but I don't see what the issue was from the jump playing Russell Westbrook over, the younger guys. And if it was such a big deal, just put him on a minute restriction, if anything. But to fire the head coach 5 games before the postseason is absolutely insane. I've also heard rumblings that if they would have never won that championship in 2023, Mike Malone would have been fired. So not even championship can save you from attrition in the NBA, apparently. It's fucking crazy.
Mark?
I don't think that firing had anything to do with Westbrook. I think it's something else deeper than that. To fire a championship winning coach over at this point in his career. I think there might be some players in the locker room who got power and pull that might not like Malone. I think that I just think it's deeper than Westbrook by itself. Westbrook I'm possibly to be the cherry on top, but I don't think it's just Westbrook alone.
And obviously now we put some theories out. What in the world? By the way, I don't know if this is even relevant, but this just came down that Anthony Edwards just got his 18th technical, which means he's going to be suspended for the season, for the final game of the season versus Utah, while the Timberwolves are still fighting for playoff positioning.
He did that shit on purpose.
He went. I mean,
oh man.
So that's breaking news. Anthony Edwards will miss the final game of the season Sunday against the Utah Jazz, as the Timberwolves trying to play for either being somewhere between the 3 and the 6, or be either the 7 or 8 in the play-in tournament. We talked a lot of theories about this, KC, and I'm like this. It's something just in the water that I'm just not making sense. So we had the Taylor Jenkins firing a couple weeks ago. Obviously, we all know what's been going on with John Morant basically being a clown lately.
He got worse. When Taylor Jenkins left, he got worse.
And now the whole situation in Denver, and I'm not understanding. Now, I brought up some numbers last show. 3 out of the last 5 coaches who won NBA championships, they've been gone after 2 years. And you want to actually throw it, it's 4. Nick Nurse, 2019, gone. Frank Vogel, 2020, gone. Mike Boone, 2021, gone. And now Michael Malone, 2023, gone. Only ones still alive are Steve Kerr and Joe Mazzulla. Nurse might be out of a job, or might be out of a job again.
You said Nick Nurse?
I can see. I mean, look, Philly, they got Embiid got to have surgery, and maybe they blow it up and start over again. But I don't know, man.
How you getting off Paul George? Philly?
They're not getting off. There's no way they're getting. There's no way.
Paul George contract.
No, there's no way. There's no way. They have no chance to get off that contract. But in regards to in Phoenix, I think Budenholzer might be one and done. And then they're going to try their best to trade Kevin. They're going to obviously work with Kevin Durant on trading him. But the real question is, if you're Devin Booker, do you stick around for a rebuild, or do you want your way out?
Hell no. I'm looking for an exit if I'm Devin Booker. He in his prime. I mean, this is his prime time. Hey, look for a big market team, man.
I'm gonna see what you get back from the Kevin Durant trade. Because some of the theories we was putting out there, like we said, like say if the Knicks trade Cat to Phoenix for Kevin Durant. If I'm Devin Booker, I'm not leaving that. To me, it's all about what you get back. You know what I'm saying, from Kevin Durant. I don't know what the market gonna be for him. I'm pretty sure you can get something for him, but he's still getting older. He's still, you're not gonna get the large haul that you would have if this was coming from when he was leaving the Nets. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just. I think it just has to make sense. Like you said, it has to make sense. Cat, I don't know about if I'm staying if Cat is coming per se, honestly, but Devin Booker got to make a decision at this point, because Phoenix, you talking about a Phoenix team that was like 3 or 4 years removed from the finals. If I'm Devin Booker, I'm looking for my way to a team that got the pieces right now, versus we doing this whole rebuilding shit again. It's just not advantageous to my career if I'm trying to get a championship. Unless you're just looking to get the bag, In that case, stay with Phoenix. They're going to definitely re-up your Supermax, but while you in your prime, get it. You know what I'm saying? Get a championship versus waiting to the end or try to get with a super team. I mean, there are other places he could land. Hopefully he doesn't go hopefully Philly isn't on his list. Honestly, if we talking about like prime time players like Devin Booker, we also talking about Anthony Edwards. I'm gonna say Anthony Edwards probably needs to leave Minnesota expeditiously. Him and John need to leave. John definitely needs to leave Memphis to restart the whole thing and just get a new slate.
Oh, definitely.
But that's my take.
Man, I see our boy Sam said Devin Booker would be great with the Knicks. Obviously, you will have to trade Cat, like you were just saying, KC, to get him there. You look at all the contenders. Obviously, LeBron just caught one. Excuse me, caught a sick alley-oop right now from Luka. By the way, the Rockets aren't playing anybody right now. Only starter playing is Jalen Green, and that's only to keep his consecutive start streak alive. Then he's going to get put on ice.
Oh yeah, because Houston don't need to play for nothing.
They're the second seed, aren't they?
They're to number 5.
Oh, that's the dude from
Yeah. OKC and Houston are locked in at 1 and 2, and they're clearly showing it because they're not going. This might be the Reed Shepherd game.
The Reed Shepherd game.
This might end up being the Reed Shepherd game.
And if the Lakers win this game, they locked in at 3,
and then they won't play nobody Sunday against Portland. The game of the day would be Clippers Warriors to see where the Warriors fall. Obviously,
I said that Anthony needs to leave last year and got killed for it. Hey, Candace,
you did.
Hey, Candace, you know what? You did say that, and I want to give you your props. You did say that.
You did. You did, Candace.
Remember Josh was saying that too, and y'all killed Josh.
Yeah, you're right. And like this, even when I was talking about it there, I was listening to people talk about it. I'm still trying to figure out. And obviously, the Fire Nico chants were loud, and I've never seen nothing like this. KC, Mark,
it's beyond his pay grade though. I understand that he wrote everything up for it, but it's beyond his pay grade. He really don't have a say so.
I agree. This was ownership being cheap. I agree. I think this is owners. Owners want, for those who don't know who their owners are. Remember, we talked about this on your Super Show, KC. They want to get some casinos built in Texas, but they can't get them built because they're not getting to pass state legislature. Now the rumor was, and you brought it up, that there's some people talking about trying to move the Mavericks to Dallas. I don't think that's going to happen. In Vegas. Forgive me. Excuse me. Move them to Vegas, but I honestly believe that's going to be an expansion team, and LeBron's going to be a part of the ownership. But it makes no sense. It still don't make sense to me.
John and KC, it makes perfect sense. LeBron probably have 1, maybe 2 more years, right?
Yeah.
The NBA does better when the Lakers are relevant, right?
Absolutely.
Way better.
This is a perfect match for the NBA and the Lakers. So now you can have LeBron right off into the sunset. Hopefully win a championship on his way out. And then once he leaves, you have Luka still there to push the team forward. Dog, this is NBA is a business, man. It's so, for me, it's so far from this. It's just, dog, and the business of basketball does a lot better when the Lakers is relevant.
You ain't got to tell me twice. And we talked about some theories about Jokic, KC.
Chase Budinger?
Nah, that's somebody else.
Oh,
I think Chase Budinger was playing volleyball for Team USA in the Olympics.
Oh, shit.
And we came up with some landing spots, which were just crazy landing spots for Nikola Jokic if he forces his way out in a trade. Now, be clear, he's under contract to 2028. So whoever trades for him, you got to pretty much gut your franchise. it.
You gotta trade 3 first round. You gotta trade 3 first round draft picks for Joker. I'm sorry, and you got to give him a supermax
I
off
agree
rip.
with that.
Off rip, you got to give him a supermax. You can't even. It ain't even no. Don't even try to cheap out. Just give him the supermax off rip. 3 first round draft picks from 3 years on out. Easy, because they got the leverage.
I think that I think the Nuggets to get it. I think you can get a deal done with the Nuggets with because I think they're gonna end up if they do trade it, Jokic, they're gonna end up starting over, and so I think they're gonna try to do what OKC did.
Oh, another theory that was brought up was the ownership wanted to trade Michael Porter Jr. because they realized they overpaid for him.
They realized they overpaid for Michael Porter Jr.
But that's just theories that's been out. This is all the theories we've seen that we talked about on Tuesday. But enough of that. We're getting ready for the playoffs. We'll have more on the playoffs coming up on Tuesday. And who's going to be actually in the play-in tournament? Obviously, the play-in tournament will be Wednesday and Friday, and obviously the playoffs will officially kick off a week from Saturday. And the seeding will be all the seeding will be set. Let's move on to some other topics for tonight. As like I said, we're getting ready for the playoffs, but we're also getting ready for the NFL draft. Mel Kiper Jr. has his latest mock draft 2.0 out. 4.0. It's a 2-round mock. But here is his picks for round 1. As I've seen this play right there on the screen. He has your boy Cam Ward going number 1 to the Titans, KC.
Makes sense.
He has the Browns taking Travis Hunter at 2. He has Abdul Carter going to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who going to the Browns? Travis Hunter.
He has Abdul Carter going to the Giants. Will Campbell going to the Patriots. Mason Graham to the Jags. Ashton Genty to the Knicks Raiders. Armand Mimble from going to the Jets. Mark's boy Jalen Walker to the Panthers. Shedeur Sanders at number 9 to the Saints, with Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State, rounding out the top 10 to the Bears. He has my Broncos taking Terrell McMillan from Arizona, with Mark's Bills taking Maxwell Harrison, the cornerback from Kentucky, at number 30. And KC,
they gonna trade down?
He has your Super Bowl champion Eagles taking my guy James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee at number 32.
Let me say this: James Pierce Jr. is not going to go that far down. He's going to get picked up in the middle river.
Yeah, because if we get past Buffalo, I have a problem.
Yeah, he's not going that far down.
He shouldn't. Yeah. He shouldn't. But what y'all making this mock draft? I'll start with you, Mark.
I have Abdul Carter going number 2 to the Browns. Maybe Travis Hunter going to the Patriots, maybe. But other than that, I mean, everything on here seems cool. I don't see Shedeur falling that far. But yeah, everything on here look pretty cool. Mason Graham going to Jacksonville, yeah. I'm not mad at that.
KC, what you making of Mel Kiper's mock draft?
I'm not a huge fan of Mel Kiper and his thought process when it comes to draft picks, because he is just giving some shit picks.
You're not wrong.
I'm going to say that I would move around a few of these guys. Like I said, James Pierce is not dropping that low. Somebody's going to take him in the middle of the first round. If anything, the Eagles are going to take a safety. We need a safety, and then I think I would swap out Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, because it only would make sense that you have 2 bookend defensive ends. With, you know what I'm saying, like the beef up the defense, because the Browns just signed what's his face, Flacco, with a 1-year deal, and Travis Hunter.
Wait to call out names.
And Travis Hunter to the New York Giants makes
Go ahead.
sense because he would boost up the offense.
I have the round. Now, this was a 2-round mock draft. And I'm not going to go over all the picks, but a couple ones to start off round 2. He had the Browns at 33 taking Tyler Shugg, the quarterback from Louisville. And then he had the Giants at 34 taking Jalen Milroe from Alabama. And by the way, Jalen Milroe is going to be in the green room on draft night.
Stupid as fuck. I don't know why. What? Why? I
don't understand that. You
gonna
want
be
a
looking-
free trip to Green Bay? I mean, you want a free trip to Green Bay? What?
What is it? What's the quarterback from the Tennessee Titans who sat in the green room that 1 year?
Oh, Mr. Mayonnaise, Will Levis.
Yeah, Will Levis sat his stupid ass in the green room thinking he was going to go in the first round draft. Bro, you what? That shit was so funny. His girlfriend was disgusted. Anyway, I'm sorry.
By the way, Mark, they have y'all taking Xavier Watts from Notre Dame in the second round. He got us taking Quinshon Judkins, the running back from Ohio State, in the second round. And then KC, he has y'all taking Penn State safety Kevin Winston Jr. in the second round. Sam called it the Geno Smith effect. But it started with Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers got picked late in the first round. But I don't know what Jalen Milroe knows, but every mock draft I've seen, none of them have had him in the first round. Now, he must know. Now, I don't know if he's been meeting with teams. A lot of people wonder, do the Steelers maybe he goes to the end of the first round to the Steelers or something, or a team like the Browns or the Giants move back up in round 1 and take him. They have that fifth-year option the same way the Ravens did with Lamar. But if I'm Jalen Milroe, look, I get it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to say I went to the draft, but you don't want to be that last dude in there night 1. That is just a real uncomfortable feeling.
John, what's your grade on Jalen Milroe? What's your grade on Jalen Milroe?
He's a second or third round pick at best. I mean, at best, I'm gonna be honest. He's more of a third round pick than he is a second. He's third. He's a third round pick with that could fall to day 3. Yes, I said it. He's not. No, he's a project. Straight up.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Milroe.
Definitely not a
fan.
Sam
says we got quarterbacks outside of Cam Ward and Shedeur. Now let's talk about Shedeur. So Mel Kiper has him going to the Saints. There's this theory that he's going to, obviously, because we just talked about it. Cam Ward's going 1. Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, in whatever order, will go 2 and 3. So then the draft will start at number 4 with the Patriots, then go into the Jags. This is where it gets interesting. And like I said, he hasn't gone 9 to the Saints. The Raiders, obviously, they're not going to go quick. Obviously, Patriots got Drake May. Jaguars aren't. I guess they think Liam Cohen's going to save whatever career Trevor Lawrence has left. The Raiders just paid Geno Smith. Jets just signed Justin Fields. Carolina, they're not done with Bryce Young. So Shedeur could slide to 9 because we just saw the news today that Derek Carr is dealing with a shoulder injury and his availability for the season could be questionable now. If you're a team needing for a quarterback, you're trading up. Would you trade up for Shedeur Sanders?
No. I'm waiting till next year.
Sorry, no.
No, not in this draft. And don't get me wrong. I think Cam Ward is good. I think Shedeur is good, but I think if you'd have put them in next year's draft class, I don't know if they even top 3 quarterbacks coming out. So I just think that if I need a quarterback, and I will probably just wait till next year. I will do what the Giants probably gonna do.
KC, what are your thoughts on everything that's been going on with Shedeur? Obviously, we all know draft season and line season, so you got the slander out. Some people saying he's pretty much He's pretty much like Teddy Bridgewater 2.0 in this article with Jeremy Fowler.
Shador?
Yeah.
I think he's better
good,
than
but he probably won't take
Teddy Bridgewater
to the promised land and stuff. And I'm paraphrasing.
I think so too.
But yeah, maybe I can find out. I'm gonna go to get him.
No, look right here.
No, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna read the right quote. But okay. But yeah, those were pretty much where the quotes were. Basically saying Shador pretty much probably isn't worth moving up for, and maybe he couldn't be a franchise QB.
I have some thoughts on that too.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. I got the same thoughts.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
I think that's more of a black quarterback being confident than anything else.
100% agree.
It has nothing to do with the gameplay. I think it's more of his mentality. He knows that he is. He was a great player. He knows what he can do. He have confidence in what he can do, and for some odd reason, I don't like black quarterbacks being like that. So,
and this is a draft where your first two quarterback. Obviously, look, we're seeing the movement with the young black QB. Whether it's C.J. Stroud, hopefully you're hoping Caleb Williams. Obviously, you hope Bryce Young bounces back. You're seeing it with Jaden Daniels. So you're going to see a lot of hate go towards these brothers, especially QBs will always be over scrutinized, saying that he's brash and cocky. Like Marcus Spears said the other day on First Take, name me a quarterback who isn't.
Don't give me a quarterback who's not cocky.
Exactly. You don't think Joe Montana was cocky?
Hell yeah.
John Elway?
Tom Brady was the cockiest of them all.
Jim Kelly? Warren Moon?
Dan Marino?
Randall Cunningham?
Dog, it's certain in all sports, but certain players in certain positions, dog, they're not great without that cockiness, without that arrogance, dog. And I think this quarterback position, you have to know what you can do. I don't want a quarterback who's questioning if he have the skills or the talent to do it. If you question it, then you got to get out the office.
Amen.
You already lost to me. You know what I'm saying?
Casey?
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's a plethora of things that's going on with Shador. One, he's Deion Sanders' son, so that's the main thing. And prime time is going to always be highly scrutinized because he's one of the most cockiest, but he's efficient and he brings results. And being primetime son, you're going to have the spotlight. It's the LeBron James effect. The LeBron James Bronny shit. That's all it is. And the mere fact of the matter is they're gonna try to scrutinize everything that he does say or do on and off the field. Whether it was him interviewing at the combine saying that he just seemed too cocky, like you said, and starting to like really nitpick at his gameplay. Oh, he doesn't get out the pocket fast enough. He doesn't have this. I saw like Dan Orlowski pick apart. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. I've literally seen Dan Orlowski give high praise of shitty quarterbacks coming out the draft. And then you go to Shador and then it's just like, he's an athletic quarterback. What the fuck is an athletic quarterback? You're a quarterback, bro. He's a quarterback. That's all it is. When it's certain words, and I don't mean to like get triggered. I'm not trying to get triggered, but I'm just saying it's certain key words that these analysts say about black quarterbacks that you just have to pay attention to the fine line details of the shit they say. Athletic quarterback. Sometimes he lobbies on the ball. It's never anything about his overall quarterback skills. It was hard for them to go at Cam Ward because Cam Ward was always working out of the 8 ball. He had a shitty defense. He was always working behind but he was accurate. But another thing that they want to dig into is saying that Shador, he might not pick up defense as well. Dog, he didn't have an offensive line. And he's still getting the ball to Travis and his other receiver, Jimmy Horn. And Travis had 1,000-yard receiving. Right. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's the shit that I don't like. I think it's a silver lining for Shador to drop, honestly. I wouldn't want Shador to go to a team that is in dire need of a quarterback, and then it's going to be heavily scrutinized. They don't have an offensive line. It's going to be the the Justin Fields shit all over again in Chicago. Oh, Justin Fields is this. He didn't have any weapons. He didn't have no offensive line. He didn't have anything. I would rather see Shedeur drop to 15th or 16th with a team that's in the process rather than him going to a team that's just rebuilding completely. That's my opinion on it.
All right. I agree with you. That's why when they said he was sliding the drop, that's actually beneficial for him because depending on the team that he's sliding to, he's probably sliding to a team that he might not have to play from day one. But there's one team that keeps coming up. We talk about the Saints, the team that's picking at 21, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mel Kiper has them taking Oregon D tackle Derek Herman, but they did meet with Shedeur. We told Kay Adams it pretty much was a good interview. We all know that they're probably holding out for Aaron Rodgers, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I don't know why.
Watch this team.
Which team right there? Oh boy.
Just watch that team.
Say that for my say that for 2 weeks from tonight. By the way, 2 weeks from tonight, Sports4U mock 2 weeks from Tuesday. Sports4U draft week begins. Sports4U mock draft. And then the biggest show here, our Sports4U NFL Draft Watch Along. And we can say this officially, the KC Sports Show and Sports4U will be jumping together to do a super show for night one of the draft. KC is going to be with us. We're going to have some more people joining us. We'll stay tuned for more details. The Steelers. KC, what you think about that? Obviously, they don't have a quarterback. They traded for DK Metcalf. What the heck is going on with the cat? What's going on with the cats? Yeah.
Having a cat orgy.
Nah.
But
hey, hungry over there, man. Feed them cats, man.
All right, Sam. Shout out to Sam. But yeah. Shedeur to the Steelers. Obviously, they don't have a quarterback. They let Russell Wilson go to the Giants. They let Justin Fields go to the Jets. They bring in back Mason Rudolph.
The racist.
Obviously, they're holding out hope for Aaron Rodgers, right? I mean, I personally think they're holding out. Aaron Rodgers just ain't doing it right now because he don't want to be in OTAs. That's my personal opinion. He don't want to be at the facility. So he's going to sign when it's time for him to sign. But if you're the Steelers, you can move up. If Shedeur falls to you at 21, you have a question. You kind of have an option. Because this is why. If you think I'm talking about if they go quarterback, they've also been linked to Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's going to be sitting there. Probably, he definitely will be gone. If he's not gone by the end of round one, he will definitely be gone early on day 2. You can book that.
I thought the Raiders should draft too.
I think they want to. They might have to move up to get him, depending on what happens with the Browns and the Giants at the beginning of round 2.
They're not drafting Jackson Dart.
Who? But I think the Raiders got the Steelers. Something's got to give.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't think Shedeur go if he does drop and he don't go to 9 with the Saints. I don't think he goes back to 12.
And who is number? And obviously the Bears are at 10. Let's just put the mock draft back up because we have for people to know. The Bears are at 10. They're not getting a quarterback. Here's an interesting. I don't know if I ain't posted a clip, but I don't know if y'all saw Chris Canty this morning on Unsportsmanlike, KC and Mark. And I put in our group chat, suggested the Steelers should trade TJ Watt to the San Francisco 49ers for Brock Purdy.
I saw that. I did see that. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And Chris Canty is notorious for dumbass takes like that. Him and Bart Scott are like notorious for just the dumbest takes I've ever heard.
His co-host Evan Cohen, he was filling in on First Take this morning as the moderator, and he suggested. Obviously, he was saying that obviously you throw. Who says no if the Steelers offer T.J. Watt the 21st pick to the Niners for Brock Purdy
and draft picks?
No, I'm assuming if you're I don't get why would the Niners do that.
Wow, that wouldn't be
unless
smart.
they really don't want to. I mean, yeah, you do it to get DJ Watt.
I do because they don't want. I think the number that Brock Purdy wants. I don't think the 49ers want to pay them that much. Pay him that much.
You think it's going to be
Where is he?
55?
60. I think where it is,
he's asking for 60. I think the 49ers don't want to go over. Yeah, I don't think the 49ers want to go over 50. And so
he'll reset the market.
Yeah. If they do it, and that's why I say, you said why would the 49ers do it is because, again, I think no matter what, this year or next year is going to be a rebuild year for the 49ers. But if you can have it this year and you build on your defense, you get a TJ Watt, and then it's going to be 3 or 4 good quarterbacks that's coming out next year.
You know what people are banking on? They banking on that Manning sweepstakes. That's what they trying to bank on.
Well, I got the Giants. Go try to win that one. The Giants will try to win one game next year.
They gonna do it too.
Well, with Russell Jameis, ain't gonna be that difficult, but and they get ain't gonna be that difficult. They got Russell and Jameis but I don't know what these do. See, Ill Will in the building. Brock, he says Brock is not asking for 60. He hasn't asked for anything yet. It's just all talk. Well, my question is, Schefter said the deal's not going to get done before the draft, and I agree with that. They're not going to get that drill done. But what up, though, Ill Will? I don't know what they wait. I mean, clearly something they ain't mad at the right number, because if they did, this deal would have been done by now. What up, 504? New Orleans Finest in the building. But this mock draft, Mel Kiper again. Obviously, he actually has Jackson Dart going 26 to the Rams. And that's interesting because we still don't know the contract numbers on Matthew Stafford. We know that he's going to surpass Aaron Rodgers' salary for most money made by an NFL quarterback. But nobody knows how much and I'm assuming it's a 1-year deal, but what is the cap ramifications for the Rams with Matthew Stafford? Jackson Dart's going to be sitting there. KC, obviously your Eagles are the champs. Like I said, they brought up James Pierce Jr. What do you want to see the Eagles do in the draft this in the next 2 weeks?
Safety
last year, right?
Yeah,
safety.
Richard.
We got it's 2 safeties that we're looking at. It's the safety from Georgia. Damn, I always forget his name. And then I forgot the other guy's name too. It's the safety. They're both out of the SEC. The safety from South Carolina that ran that 4.3.
You said like, you're talking about Malachi Starks? And they got him going 27 to the Ravens. Oh my God, that's
nah. He got to come. He got to come to the Eagles.
They got obviously a couple of. They got him going 27 to the Ravens. They got the other boy, Michael Williams, going 23 to the Packers. And obviously, we already talked about your boy Jalen Walker going 8 to Carolina.
Only if we had a quarterback last year.
We just gotta get a safety. That's it. I mean, it's good safeties in this draft. Hopefully, we can get that guy from South Carolina who ran that 4.3. I know speed isn't everything, but he got potential. Yeah, man, we gotta fill that hole after we got rid of CJ. We gotta do something. We need a thumper. He ain't gotta cover the half of the field. He just gotta be a thumper.
I'm here with you, brother. By the way, Lakers are up 11 right now. Look like they're gonna clinch the number 3 seed tonight if they keep this going, because obviously the Rockets aren't playing anybody. Mark this one. Remember this. I mean, Jackson Dart will be a bust. And I'm not going there, Sam, because when you say the term bust, that's usually for guys who you project are going to be like superstars. I don't think no one's projecting Jackson Dart to be a superstar. I think everyone knows if he gets drafted, he's a project. He's going to sit a year in which he's just going to sit here remind people that the importance of player development, especially at the quarterback position. So if he ends up with the Rams, we know he's not starting over Matthew Stafford. He's not going to be the backup ahead of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to sit there. He's going to hold a clipboard, and he's going to be in the QB room with Stafford and learning how to be a pro and how to be an NFL QB.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
No, he ain't Paxton. Look, I had Paxton Lynch with the Broncos. He's far from that. Paxton Lynch was not that. Paxton Lynch is not. Jackson Dart is not Paxton Lynch. I ain't going that far. And that's just hate. But yeah, keep our eyes on that QB situation with the draft, because obviously we don't know what's going to happen with as far as with Shedeur. We all know it seems like we got 1, 2, 3 are knocked up, and I think after that everything is pretty much a crapshoot from there.
I mean, this is the most.
I haven't had you
draft
on the show in a while. Yeah, it is. I hadn't had you on in a while. We hadn't talked. What have been your thoughts? I was gonna say, all right, for sure. Ill will pull up. Ill will say he's pulling up for the draft. All right, for sure. I was gonna say is, look, I, as far as my Broncos, I want them to go get another receiver. Probably go get that running back from North Carolina, or maybe some interior lineman help. I was gonna say we haven't talked in a while. I haven't gotten your thoughts on how you felt about things since the Jimmy Butler trade with your Heat, and obviously what Jimmy Butler's been doing with Golden State.
I mean, it was clear and evident that Jimmy Butler is a game changer, and we haven't even really seen Jimmy Butler turn on the second level in this playoff. So the only real threat to the Lakers right now is Golden State, and you got Golden State with a healthy Jimmy Butler and a Draymond Green and a Steph Curry who's off of an ankle. I think he had like a twisted ankle or something. He's back. But that Golden State is actually pretty scary. I will say that they're pretty scary. If everybody stays healthy, they can definitely. It'll definitely be a Golden State Lakers Western Conference Finals, in my personal opinion. And I hate to exclude out OKC. They've been doing great. Shai is definitely an MVP, but we talk about we're not worried about record at this point because it's clear as day. It's a red herring in the West when it comes to record. Record doesn't mean shit. When it comes to the playoffs, we see who thrives in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's the veteran teams year after year after year, because OKC was number 1 last year, got knocked out first round or second round, one of them two. It doesn't matter. Hands down, point blank period. Now in the East, it's different. The East, it actually matters somewhat when like the Heat aren't doing their thing, but in the West, it don't matter. Hell, we can see the Minnesota Timberwolves come out to play in and go deep into the second round. You never know. So I think Jimmy's going to be the game changer. As far as the Heat goes, listen, man. As a Heat fan, I can tell. I can say this for every Heat fan: we are in rebuilding mode. There's no effing way we're going to ever build anything off of Bam Adebayo or Tyler Hero's sorry ass who can't make a fucking three wide open. Like, come on, dog. He's a streaky shooter, and I hate that. So we in a rebuilding mode. We're going to keep our coach. Hopefully Pat Riley will, I don't know, have like a health scare and fucking move away from being the GM of the Heat, because I'm tired of hearing the stories about this Miami Heat basketball culture. I'm tired of hearing that story. We need to bring – it's no reason why we shouldn't be attracting more all-stars to Miami. It's Miami. What are we talking about? It's Miami. More people should want to come down there. And then we would have had Dame if Dame wasn't so damn cocky about wanting to leave Portland. Portland was like, yeah, put the brakes on that, Playboy. We're going to send you right over to the most boring team in the NBA. But, hey, man, I'm still going strong as a Heat fan, regardless on what we do. Regardless of the blunders, we're in the play-in. Ain't gonna really do too much because again, we got Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero and whoever else. We got Andrew Wiggins.
What was Tyler Hero thinking the other night shooting that shot, man?
Horrible.
See what shot he shot.
So they was playing the Bulls the other night, and Tyler Hero got a steal, and he heat checks.
Oh yeah, when he got the steal, it was down. Oh yeah, I did see that. Okay,
it was down. I think that was down 4. I think
it was a 2-possession game. He tried to do a quick shot. He just didn't make it.
And that is.
I mean, I would have shot. I would have preferred him to get a layup, but
he's a streaky shooter, man. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Today's basketball,
pretty much.
Thanks, Steph Curry.
And now the Lakers are up 11. Let's go ahead and get the 3 seed so we can.
But you guys had the Lakers, man. I mean, the Lakers are doing great. I've called it Boston Lakers finals. That's going that. If anything, I'm telling you, when that happens, I'm gonna need $10 from everybody I told this. $10.
If that happens, I cash up you $10. I got you. Don't even worry about it.
You coming right back on the show too. You coming right back on the show.
AKC earlier this year, John asked what's the most intriguing finals?
Yeah.
And I said Lakers and Cleveland.
I did too.
No.
LeBron going back to Cleveland, the stop them from winning another ring, is I think is more intriguing. Obviously, you can sign me up for Lakers and Celtics any day of the week, just as a Lakers fan. But if you can you can get LeBron going back to the land to try to stop the Cavs from winning their first title without him. Sign me up. 504 says, to me, Lakers' real threats are OKC and Golden State. Clippers can be a dark horse if healthy. And Ryan, let's be clear, the Clippers have been, much I hate to give the Clippers props, they have been a dark horse. They have been doing well. Obviously, they got the Warriors on Sunday. And then, obviously, and that will pretty much seal their fate that they'll be the 4 seed, the 5 seed, or the 6 seed. But sound like the way it's going, they'll be the 5th seed, and they'll play in the Nuggets. By the way, Nikola Jokic did officially clinch averaging a triple, becoming the first center since Wilt Chamberlain to average a triple-double.
Damn, that got different. Joker's different, bro. I have to sit there. At first, I was hating on the first MVP, but now this man, bro, he really deserved 4 MVPs. If we being honest, because that year that Embiid won that one, it really should have went to Joker. Joker is a different type of player, bro. I've watched this man, like, just on a regular night, just go crazy. 60 points, 45 points. He's different, man. Him and I'm gonna say him and Luka sometimes. These cats are just, these foreigners.
Yeah.
Taking over basketball, man.
Yeah. We can have a discussion on why that is on another show, but yeah, they are. And it's a reason why they're doing it.
And with that being said, I'm here for it. Final segment of the show, the segment that's often imitated is never duplicated. Some people have said stuff in the world of sports that need to do stuff in the world of sports that need to be called out, and this is the platform where we do that. Ladies and gentlemen, right? Since we were talking about Pat Riley, well, I got something we gotta address about the great Rouse. By the way, looking at the Houston Rockets bench, all not playing. There's that number 2 seed, so therefore this made it an easy way for the Lakers more willing. So hopefully we get this matchup again, get Udoka and JJ as Luka with the step back, water. Yeah. And I'm glad he's moving on. Now, look, I don't know if that means he'll be a Laker long term, but look, he found closure. Like I never seen a guy that wanted to put the team so bad. He never wanted to leave.
Yeah, I think Skip have that same take.
I mean, come on, man, let's slow down. I think he's moved on. It was he'll go back to Dallas. He'll on one condition. They fire Nico Harrison.
I think he had a better chance of going to Denver before Dallas.
Yeah, I don't think he's one. I think that marriage is that divorce is finalized.
Yeah,
he's not gonna. He can live playing for that ownership because obviously LeBron played for Dan Gilbert, and obviously you don't have to have a day-to-day encounter with the owner, but you do got to have encounters with the general manager in the front office, and I don't think he will want to be anywhere near Nico Harrison. Obviously, he loves Jason Kidd, but I don't think he would want to be around Nico Harrison for anything, as the Lakers are right now up 21. On this day, 22 years ago, Pat Riley, arguably one of the greatest coaches, greatest executives of all time, a Hall of Famer, obviously was coaching the Lakers, coaching the Heat, coaching the Knicks, being an executive with the Heat. They called him the Don of South Beach. And he's an old school guy, which kind of makes me question the reason why he did this. Pat Riley did this 22 years ago today. And I'm just going to let the tape play. This is why we
want to honor you tonight by hanging your jersey forever. Number 23 from the Raptors of the American Airlines Arena, and that no player ever again will ever wear number 23 for the Miami Heat here. You're the best. Congratulations, good luck, and thank you. Thank you very much.
You know what's so funny about that?
23
is I remember this.
Go ahead.
I remember this. Everybody was like, wait, Mike never even played for the Heat. What the fuck? We was just sitting there scratching our head like, what? And we see it in the Raptors now. It's just like, why is 23 in the Raptors? Why is a Bull jersey retired with the Heat? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
I can understand that the NBA decide they want to retire to number 23. I can understand the team saying, "Look, if a player says I'm declining wearing 23." But this makes zero sense that Pat Riley, 22 years ago, retired the number 23 of Michael Jordan in the Raptors of the Miami Heat's arena. And last time I checked, the Bulls used to own the Heat in the Eastern Conference during his era.
That's the point I was about to make.
Go ahead, Mark. I'll let you go.
Again, listen, John, y'all know who I got as my GOAT when it comes to this. So that's a salute to him. But it just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense, especially the team that used to beat you. That's like the Raptors retiring LeBron jersey. Shit don't make no sense, man. That's all I got.
Well, speaking of LeBron, there's always been a lot of hate on LeBron for unnecessary stuff. And even tonight, something one of the most unnecessary. I mean
Isaiah Thomas.
That's
what I was looking at. That.
Way Piston,
Hall of Fame hater now.
He's on calling out names over this stupid take that happened.
Second part
way
of our
before the Lakers played the
tonight,
Rockets.
LeBron James going to play the game like this. Shirts and skins is what they're doing it now.
I just totally 100% object to this. And if I was the GM or coach,
Me too.
I would never let one of my players walk out on the floor looking like this. I mean, we are a professional NBA league. We ain't summer league. We ain't at the YMCA.
Listen, I think coaches got to go back to suits.
Absolutely. I just think
College and pro.
I just think the professionalism in our NBA league has diminished so much. And I look, I like LeBron. I'm a fan of his, so forth and so on. But to walk out on the floor before.
Can I just start here real quick?
Go ahead.
Isaiah Thomas said this is a professional basketball league. We have to be professionals, right?
Yeah.
Do he not remember what happened when he was in New York?
Ouch. So true.
I just have a problem with this because now we just finding any reason, and I might even make this a LeBron thing. The older generation is finding any reason to hate on the younger generation.
Yeah, come on, man. Go ahead, man. Keep going.
That's what my issue with this is. You find absolutely any reason to hate on the younger generation, and we discussed it. I think it's a jealousy thing, and this is just crazy to me, dog. This is wild.
JC, you got any thoughts on this before I go scorch earth on Isaiah?
Yeah. So basically, all right, my thoughts on it is okay, Isaiah, you got an issue with LeBron coming out with his shirt off, shooting a pregame. Okay, cool. We should go back to professionals. They're old heads, so their mindset is of the old NBA guard of coaches wearing suits and players actually used to have to dress. Well, actually, when David Stern was commissioner, players had to suit up. And then when Adam Silver took over, it was like, come as you are. But this is a new NBA. It's a new league. Who cares? Are you, as long as he ain't out here with a gun on his hip, toting some crazy shit on social media, I don't care. What does it have to do with the game of basketball? Like, come on, man. And Ja's a different whole nother story. I don't got nothing to say about Ja at this point. That guy is a lost cause. He lost his whole done.
And before John go, wasn't his era the era where they should do coke right before the games?
In a sock, right in the sock.
Never mind. Forget it.
Right in the sock.
Forget it. Then. Never mind. Go ahead.
Professionalism, huh? Isaiah Thomas. Professionalism, huh? The same Isaiah Thomas who walked off the court 30 seconds before.
I was going to say that, John.
Because he was about to lose to the Bulls. That Isaiah Thomas?
That pissed off Mike.
You want to talk about professionalism? Come on, man. Yeah, come on. You're not that mad that LeBron is out there shooting. He's done this many a times. Now all of a sudden now it's an issue. Come on, Zeke. You got to realize. Let's stop it, man.
People just got to stop using LeBron name to
exactly. Please. I wonder would you have done that if it was Steph, if it was Draymond or somebody, if it was somebody else. But no, it was LeBron, so you got an issue with it. What was Giannis? What it was SGA? Come on, fam. Chill the F out, Zeke. You're killing me. You're killing me. Stop it.
Heavy
go back to wearing suits. Stop it, man. Get out of here. And then and then that's all I have for calling out names. I'm actually here because I want to hear Mark's calling out names. That's always why I'm here.
This is gonna hurt me.
It hurts me too.
This is my guy, man.
Man, it's my dog, man. I hate doing this.
Yeah, what? Who?
Man, but my nigga Ill Will.
Our boy Ill Will.
He might still be in the comments. He was in the comments earlier.
Well, what you think? What's wrong with you, man?
So we was doing No Rules last night, and we started talking about the generations and the eras and stuff like that. And somehow he got to the topic of Anthony Pillar and Kendall Gill being better than Anthony Edwards.
First of all, who?
Kendall Gill and Anthony Peeler.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, better than Anthony Edwards, man. Yeah. Again, I really think that's just, you know, a way of our generation bigging up our generation. But we have to be somewhat realistic here. That them two not better than Anthony Edwards. Well, all right, Will.
But we gave you one strike because you said that B.J. Armstrong would be Trae Young in this era. That was strike one. But now
What the fuck? Who is Ill Will?
homeboy,
Bring your ass up there, bro. You need to get roasted.
When our day was. And now you saying Kendall Gill, Anthony Peeler, and J.R. Ryder will be better than Anthony Edwards? At what? Anthony Peeler, huh? As a Lakers fan, I lived through the Anthony Peeler era. You want to hear a story? Michael Jordan said, Byron Scott tells the story when he was with the Lakers. This is at the end of the Showtime era. He tells he's at shoot around and he come across Michael Jordan, and this is at the Forum, and he's not playing. I think he had a hamstring or an ankle injury. He's not playing. He's like, so B, you ain't playing tonight. I was like, nah, man. So who's starting your place? I'm a young guy right there, Anthony Peeler. Jordan looked at him and was like, 50. And went out and got 50 on the Lakers that night. 50. Oh, man. J.R. Ryder, Bay Area, dunk contest, obviously. Come on, man.
And the cool part about it is I really like Kendall Gill. Kendall Gill had game, dog. It just wasn't that.
Kendall Gill was a solid two-way player, solid shooting guard. But whether it was with Hornets or with Seattle. But let's not get hysterical saying that Kendall Gill is better than Anthony Edwards. Like I said earlier, Will, you already had one strike for saying B.J. Armstrong would be Trae Young in this era. But now saying this is just flat out blasphemy.
That's wild. That is some wild shit. Oh my goodness.
Still no rules though. 7:30 on Instagram, but that's just wild.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but still,
that's my guy though, man.
That's my guy.
It hurt my heart.
Man, that's wild, man.
Casey, it was somebody else I had on. I can't think right now.
Casey, you got anybody you want to call out?
I do. I want to call out. I hate to do it. He's Pittsburgh's, not Pittsburgh. He's Pennsylvania's own. I got to call out Shady McCoy. Shady McCoy said some dumb shit, man.
Oh, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Shady,
I know where you're going.
Shady, brother. You gotta listen. You gotta listen and listen clear. Hey, man, I don't care what goes on, but you do not. It is not your job to call out quarterbacks. It is not your job to say somebody isn't a great because they weren't ranked out of high school, because they didn't start barely any games in high school. Are we serious? Are we serious? Did we forget about Antonio Gates, who never played football, who played basketball at Kent State, and then transitioned over to playing football? But he's a quarterback. Bro, why is you calling it out? That's the worst. This is the shit that kills me. If you're going to report on something of relevance, Don't go digging back all the way into somebody's high school past and try to compare him to like a Matthew Stafford or nothing else. And then don't go try to clean the shit up talking about well, I just don't know. Why does it matter, bro? Why does it matter? Big him up. Shady does shit. It's just like, bro, come on. Like he's notorious for doing shit like this. He went after Eric Bieniemy because he felt like Eric Bieniemy is never blah blah blah. And it was maybe some credence to the Eric Bieniemy shit, but point blank period, bro. You wasn't holding on to the ball in Kansas City. They traded your ass away. You got a ring. You got a phantom ring. You sat on the bench. You didn't really do shit, but you got a ring nonetheless. And I respect the hell out of Shady, but sometimes Shady just need to shut up. Some of his takes it's like a 50-50 with him. But the take on Cam Ward was nasty work. That was some nasty ass work. I'm like, bro, big him up. We gotta prop up Shador because they're gonna find any reason to tear down Shador. You don't need to give any ammo towards Cam Ward.
Yep.
That's my call out.
I agree. I thought you were gonna call Shady for saying that Dak Prescott needs that Joe Milton is gonna be the new starter of the Cowboys.
Oh no.
They
just throwing out Cowboy shit for the sake of it.
Wait, he said what?
So the Cowboys traded for my guy Joe Milton from Tennessee, who was with the Patriots last year,
I know.
To be Dak Prescott's backup. He went on speak and said, on facility and said, Dak needs to go ahead and start selling real estate because Joe Milton's going to steal his job. As a guy who had Joe Milton as his quarterback at Tennessee, I can safely say this. Dak Prescott does not have to worry about job security. And that's all I'm going to say.
Listen, Joe Milton had one good game against our third string.
Exactly.
Week 18 when nobody was playing.
He had a Matt Flynn. He had the Matt Flynn special.
Yeah, now they doing all this. But go off, though. He's a black quarterback, so salute to him.
Salute to him.
Salute.
Good luck being in Dallas. But let's be clear. Dak Prescott does not have to worry about unless he gets hurt. And that's all I'm going to say. And that is calling out names. All right, we're going to get up out of here. So let me give y'all an update on, because I will be out of town next Friday. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Because I will be repping the brand at WrestleMania weekend. Me and actually Freddie Gibbs is performing that night. So shout out
John,
to
you ain't no
Freddie
Freddie Gibbs fan. You ain't no Freddie Gibbs fan. Don't be.
I ain't say I was. I just said they added Freddie Gibbs to the lineup. I know Gunn's going to be there. I'm trying to go to one of his shows. I know Gunn's going to be there because he got a.
And you a fake West Side Gun fan too. You wasn't with Griselda.
I'm not claiming. Griselda. I'm not claiming as a fan of Griselda, but I do respect his wrestling promotion. He got Fourth Rope. I think that's cool because and I like the way he does it because he's blending wrestling and hip hop. He's had at his shows, the one in Chicago, he had Primo and Pete Rock do dueling DJ sets. He then had the one in Atlanta where he had Onyx kick off the show, and he ended it with Benny. And now I know for a fact that he's going to have, and I know for a fact he's probably going to have some other guests pulling up, performing as well. But shout out to Gunn, shout out to Griselda, and shout out to anybody who'll be in Vegas next week for WrestleMania. Holla at your boy. I will. If you see me at WWE World, holla at me. You see me at Wale Mania, holla at me. See me at a watch along, holla at me. At John Watches 0984. We'll be back on Tuesday because we're going to talk NFL draft. We're going to talk NBA playoffs. We're going to talk NBA playing tournament. And I'm going to ask y'all this one question before we get up out of here, and then we'll let Casey tell us let you know where y'all can follow him. By the way, Sam, holla at me. Holla at me and Mark. If you want to find jerseys at Reese Price. I don't think that's no more. Trust and believe. We got you. KC can vouch for that. I'm Maria. Yo, relax, Bella.
Who, Only John?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
let me find out. You over there selling meat picks.
Wow, man.
Selling meat vids.
Yeah. Yo, man. KC, man. Phil. Crazy. All right, KC, we appreciate you joining us tonight, man. Tell them where they can follow you and what you got going on, brother.
All right, yeah. You can find me on all platforms: Twitch, Kick, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I got actually 2 Twitter accounts: my personal and my sports one. My personal one, I'll be talking foul, so I gotta separate the brand from my personal shit. So, but yeah, I'm on everything. You can find TikTok, stream on TikTok, stream on YouTube. Every Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm taking a break because I need to retool some things, but I will be back the following week. So Wednesdays and Fridays, make sure you tune in. I give hot takes, very, very hot takes. I don't really give a F about what I say. I'm unfiltered. That's the tagline: raw, ruly, uncut. I give hot takes. Also, too, I want to call out the female sports broadcasters who didn't say shit about the Xavier Worthy thing. Check what I said about them. But anyway, yeah, that's where you can find me at.
Whoa, hold up. Hold up, KC. I gotta pause the music on that one. Hold up. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go ahead? Okay,
That's
so
right.
look,
They haven't said nothing about that.
check this out. No, check this out.
I'm gonna give you a thorough shot. Go ahead.
So look, I want to say this because when the Xavier Worthy thing about the fake assault and the police report came out, I did my most thoroughest job to see what big accounts, not the small accounts, what big female sports content creators talked about it. And let me tell you, it was quiet as a mouse pissing on cotton. And I was just shocked because anytime it's the reverse of a male athlete assaulting a woman, it is think pieces left and right. But for that Xavier Worthy thing, it was a 3-part series that I made in terms of short videos. I didn't see nobody big on Twitter, TikTok, or anywhere cover the story in depth about the first of all, the fiance lying. She cheated on him, broke his shit up, and then the charges were dropped. Nobody covered it. No woman covered it. It was a bunch of men that covered it, but no female big content sports creators talked about it. And I'm just calling them out. I was actually supposed to be scheduled to talk with one. We was gonna have a powwow and talk about it. And I was gonna press her really hard about that shit. Like, why don't y'all ever call it? Why don't y'all ever cover this shit? Nobody covers it. So I'm just saying it's hypocritical, and that's probably the reason why a lot of female sports content creators don't get the respect they do, because they show clear bias. Because I saw a clear bias. If it happens one way, y'all gonna report on it. If it happens the other way, y'all quiet. So I don't like that shit. We reported on it all over. So that's my take.
Ooh, boy, that was some ether right there. And on that note, we gonna get up out of here. By the way, again, we're here Tuesday. Nick will be back Tuesday. Again, set your calendars now. April 24th, live at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. The Sports4U KC Sports Show Draft Watch Along Super Show. We're gonna have some other guests gonna be joining. That's gonna probably join the fray. But you will see me, Mark, Nick Freeze, KC. We will all be live from picks 1 through 32 of night 1. Obviously, and we'll be reaching out to some of our Sports4U extended family to get their thoughts on what their teams are doing. I've already know that confirmed that the HR will be in the building. Christy Love, she's gonna talk Bears. We're gonna have the mother gang, Nessa, she's gonna be on to talk Dolphins. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have some more guests. We'll see how it goes. Okay, go ahead. But yeah, we'll be back again on Tuesday. Only one show next week, and then the week after that, it's Sports4U Draft Week, mock draft, NFL Draft Watch Along, and obviously our regular Friday antics during rounds 2 and 3. Bella says she's gonna bring some pizza. Hey,
I won't be drunk this time.
And yeah, Sam's gonna chime in to talk about the Rams as well. But we'll be live. This has been another great episode of Sports4U. Shout out to Nick, shout out to Sonny, shout out to Nico. Glad y'all made it safe. And be safe this weekend wherever you at. Enjoy the NBA final weekend. Get ready for the playoffs. And I'm John. That's Mark. That's KC. And we'll see y'all Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays.